Last May, I went to the Timers event, near the city of Oporto. It was a marvelous event, and an excellent opportunity, to take the old retro machines out of the garage, and bring them to the streets. It is always a pleasure to admire the old flavor of cars and motorcycles. Remembering how old engineering was simple, compact, light, and authentic. But among all these glories from the old times, there was the Cafe Racer section. This was the place where some interesting questions began to emerge on my mind. And that's exactly what we are about to explore today. No, I am not referring to my mind. But on second thought, maybe I am. Welcome to Racer TV. All these cafe racers that you are about to see have one thing in common. They were built in Portugal. Truly inspirational projects that made me wonder how a small country with 10 million people can have so many good builders. I know that I am suspicious about this matter. But as most of you may know, I only choose bikes for my videos that I really love. This has been my first objective, almost since the beginning of this channel. But recently, and unintentionally, I have found many wonderful projects made in Portugal. Remember this Kawasaki Vulcan S built by Oficina MRS? I always thought the builder was French. Only recently, I discovered that he is also Portuguese. I am not saying that we are better or worse than any other people in the world. But there has to be a logical explanation for so many successful projects. I believe that the answer is in the past. Since the late 50s, small motorcycles began being very successful among the population. And during the following decades, the small motorizadas, as we call them, became the main mean of transportation for most families. And when I say families, I mean the whole family. If you pay attention to this fuel tank, you will notice this unusual padded protection. Almost like an extension of the seat. Many say that its purpose is to protect the paint. But in reality, it was mainly used to carry the kids. This is a SIS Sachs V5. And this one, the Farmels Undap XF17. They were the most popular motorcycles on those days. I always thought that this kind of style was entirely Portuguese. Until the day I discovered the existence of cafe racers. That was when I realized that some of these small motorcycles were clearly developed under the cafe influence. If you check details like these checkered stripes, the color configuration, with the V5 label on the side covers, the lower handlebars, the sport stance of the fuel tanks, the cafe racer influence is definitely all over the place. All Portuguese lived surrounded by these things since the late 60s, although the term cafe racer was completely unknown to us. This is the logical explanation to which I referred earlier. That is why cafe racers seem so familiar to any Portuguese. We see them as part of our history. That is why all this seems so natural to us. But I am sure that similar situations would have happened in some other European countries. I really believe that making motorcycles go faster and look sportier is something natural to most human beings. Something spontaneous that we feel compelled to do. And if you feel this way about motorcycles, it only means that you are in love with cafe racers. Thank you for watching Racer TV. And as always, I hope to see you next week.